This is 5 on your side at 4. Focused on you.
Right now at 4, St. Louis police working to be more visible in downtown St. Louis. A new substation is set to open at a busy intersection. Thanks for being here at 4. I'm Kay Quinn.
And I'm Brent Solomon. That new substation will go up at Tucker Boulevard and Convention Plaza, and that's in the next few months. 5 on your side's political editor Mark Maxwell is live downtown for us. Mark, the crime concerns downtown are no secret. How will this new substation be used?
Yeah, Brent and Kay, good afternoon. Dozens of police officers will soon make that high-traffic intersection their high-tech satellite headquarters. St. Louis Police will expand into that first floor of the old Globe building. It's under renovation right now, and the location is right across the street from a nuisance property, sometimes commonly referred to by locals as a shoot-'em-up shell. It's also right across the street from the city's largest homeless shelter in the St. Patrick Center. Officers will primarily work that heavily trafficked area right around downtown on bikes for mobility purposes. The new 4,000 square foot compound is under construction, slated for completion in September. Artist renderings we saw today show how the exterior will display highly visible police imagery to try and shift public perception about safety.
Obviously it's no secret we have some issues with our unhoused population, and so there's oftentimes individuals that are facing those issues and that we have to address, and the bike officers do a tremendous amount of outreach with them.
The owners of that Globe building essentially gifted this property to the Downtown Community Improvement District. That privately owned, publicly funded nonprofit signed the lease and offered the space to the police department to expand their bike unit. A police statement said this is an example demonstrating how, quote, the private sector aggressively participates in security solutions. Live downtown, Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
Very interesting, Mark. Thank you much. For the first time in American history, the child of a sitting president is convicted of a federal crime.
Hours ago, a Delaware jury found Hunter Biden guilty on all counts tied to the possession of a gun while using narcotics. NBC's Bree Jackson has reaction to the verdict.
Hunter Biden, President Biden's only surviving son, found guilty on all 3 charges tied to the possession of a gun while using narcotics. Special counsel David Weiss, appointed by Attorney General Merrick Garland, brought the charges.
No one in this country is above the law. Everyone must be accountable for their actions, even this defendant.
During the trial, prosecutors argued Hunter knowingly lied on a federal form, checking a box claiming he was not an active drug user when he purchased a gun.
It was these choices and the combination of guns and drugs that made his conduct dangerous.
Hunter Biden has admitted he's struggled with addiction, but claimed he was not doing drugs at the time. After his conviction, he released this statement saying, "I am disappointed by the outcome. Recovery is possible by the grace of God." First Lady Jill Biden has been by her son's side for most of the trial. In a statement, President Biden said, "I will always be there for Hunter. Nothing will ever change that." Republicans reacting. The chairman of the House Oversight Committee posting online, "Today's verdict is a step toward accountability." The verdict comes with political implications for President Biden as he fights for re-election. His opponent, former President Trump, faces several legal challenges of his own and was already found guilty of 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. And the judge has not set a sentencing date for Hunter Biden yet. President Biden has said that he will not pardon him. The president will spend tonight in Wilmington, Delaware, with his son and family. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
We have some new developments now in an apparent murder-suicide in Madison County. We now know the identities of the man and woman found dead inside of a Granite City home Saturday. The Madison County Sheriff's Office says 88-year-old Thomas Tietloff shot and killed 39-year-old Jessica White before turning the gun on himself. Investigators say they both lived at that home. Right now, they are looking for the motive. The Missouri Highway Patrol identifying the woman hit by a truck overnight on I-70. This happened just east of I-270 around 2:30 in the morning. Troopers say 36-year-old Robin Helm was walking on the eastbound lanes there when a truck hit her. The driver stayed on the scene. Eastbound lanes closed for more than 2 hours as officers investigated.
Right now, a St. Louisan is traveling across the country to raise awareness about human trafficking. Naresh Kumar made a stop in downtown St. Louis today, all part of his 3,500-mile journey from Oregon to Washington, D.C.
Bonded labor slavery, sex trafficking, debt slavery, and then, it's the 21st century and we are talking still about slavery. They call it the modern day slavery, but I believe there's nothing modern about it. Slavery is slavery, no matter what.
Kumar's trip started May 19th in Astoria, Oregon. He's expected to arrive in Washington, D.C. in 2 weeks. He wants to raise $250,000 to help combat human trafficking.
All right, turning to your weather now. Go ahead and enjoy these comfortable temperatures because guess what, folks? The heat and humidity ramping up this week. Meteorologist Jim Castillo is in for Scott. Hey there, what are we looking at, Jim?
Yeah, today is a really comfortable day, but then you're going to feel that heat more tomorrow. So the heat ramps up tomorrow, and then heat and humidity for Thursday. So we really get to that heat and humidity pretty fast. So it's 82 right now, very comfortable, humidity at about 37%. And so the feels like temperature 81. Well, the feels like temperature on Thursday about 100 in the afternoon. So high pressure is moving to the east. We have a little bit of a front up there in Iowa, not really creating any kind of weather, but we do have temperatures out ahead of that high. Temperatures about 80 at Chesterfield, 79 in Salem. Now what's interesting is you go to the Illinois side, you see the lower dew points, so they're really comfortable areas from St. Louis eastward, but then Warrenton, and there's a little more corn out there. Corn sweat will often cause those higher dew points out there. But tonight, low temperatures in the 60s, very comfortable, not as cool as last night, but we'll talk about the heat and a storm chance coming up.
All right, thank you, Jim. Many parents know child care can be expensive. Tonight, local leaders will join state officials in offering ideas to help make it more affordable.
That's right. A town hall is happening tonight at the Flint's Early Learning Center on O'Fallon Street in St. Louis. It's from 6 until 8:30. Parents, child care providers, and advocates are all invited to attend this town hall to voice their concerns and listen to what resources are available. There's a second meeting, if you can't make this one, that will be on June 25th at the University City Library at the same time.
BJC marks a milestone in the spot where Queenie Tower stood for decades. The new medical building taking its place.
And Union Station is making some big plans for the future, when you'll be able to ride more than just the wheel in downtown St. Louis.
Building the St. Louis of tomorrow, how you can help St. Louis's growing immigrant population right now.